Hey, I'm Kev. Welcome back to MotoGP 19 has win 2007 with Chris Vermeulen on board the Suzuki as he brings them back to the top. After a few disappointing years in MotoGP, Suzuki revives itself with the sign of Chris Vermeulen. In 2006, he comes second at the Australian Grand Prix in the following year. He wins in France, comes third in Great Britain, and second in America and Misano. And thanks to his brilliant second place in Laguna Seca, his favourite track, he earns confirmation for 2008. The Australian starts the weekend well with a third place finish in practice behind Stoner and Pedrosa. Stoner gets off to a good start and only Pedrosa and Vermeulen can keep up with him. The Spanish rider is second for 3 laps, but then Vermeulen accelerates and passes him. So we've got to pass Pedrosa and hold it by more than 7 seconds. Multi-lap challenge? Yes it is! 2-lap challenge. This is pretty cool around Laguna. As we've been to Suzuki around Laguna before, as Kenny Roberts during their wilderness years, but this is when they started to get back on it with Hopkins and Vermeulen together. Very good pairing with Suzuki. And then they signed the likes of Caporossi, Alvaro Baptista as well before they signed off for MotoGP, and then returned a few years later with, was it Spargo, wasn't it? They had a Maverick Vinales too. Yeah, on the day I'm recording, it's actually turning 25. I can't believe Vinales is only 25 years old. He seems like he's been around forever. So taking alternate lines here into the corkscrew. Not allowed. But yeah, Vermeulen, definitely one of my favourite riders. I was going to say that for a lot of riders, but he definitely was, the Australian. Like, great personality. And a total beast on the bike as well. Like, for Honda, for Tenkate, back when they were a partnership. Finished runner-up to, I think it was Hodgson who won in the Ducati. Or was it Tozen? I can't remember now. He won the World Superbike Championship. I think it was Tozen. But then he came over to MotoGP on the Suzuki and he's damn good on the Suzuki. As you saw, he won the Grand Prix on a couple, if I remember correctly. Like, he was a wet weather master, a bit like his fellow Aussie, Ant West at this time. And yeah, just in the wet, he was just in his element. That's why he won in the Mon. But he's also handy in the dry, as we're showing here in Laguna. It's just a shame that injuries kind of caught up to the Aussie, unfortunately. So we didn't have him longer in MotoGP or in World Superbikes. If I remember, he signed with BMW in World Superbikes. I'm probably thinking of another rider, aren't I? But yeah, he just suffered injury problems when he went back to World Superbikes. Tried again, but injuries too much. And sadly, he retired only not long after this. Like, I think 4 years later, he's retired. He had a very short peak. Like lots of riders over the years, unfortunately. Yeah, at least we got the silver. But yeah, just a shame we didn't have him around for longer, because it would have been good fun. MotoGP last, so there's all rear brake. So I wonder what the gap has to be for Pedrosa then at the end of the first lap, because we were 3 seconds short there. And as you would expect, the Suzuki not as good as the Honda, not as planted. You can see a bit roughly when getting on the power. Can use a bit of the rear brake at the beginning of the braking, not at the end. There's all makes it move down the inside. Goes and gets us back though. Oh, smoothly does it into the corkscrew though. Together not to go off. Oh, I wonder if it would be Rossi or Stoner then. For their battle round here. Was it a year later, wasn't it? Or was it 2009? That would be pretty cool. Oh god. This bike does not like the engine braking. That's messed it up. I don't think we're doing it. As you've got a 4.6 second gap to Stoner, we know that. It's more like the gap to Pedrosa behind though. And he sounds very close to us, does the Spaniard. 1.5. How are we going to put out 6 seconds from our arse? Well, nice and hard. It's maybe another one of the challenges where they do fall off in the second half, the final lap, but not getting indication of that at the moment. As oh, here you go, Vermeulen going for the victory, really catching up to Stoner. Oh, wrestling with the bike down the inside, not quite. Oh, Stoner, incredibly so. And we're past. Oh no! No, Suzuki, why? God damn it. Almost had it. It was a bit longer than the last challenge, isn't it? A bit longer than the first 2 challenges. Gotta forget the bike gets a bit light over that crest. Oh, getting it down to first is much better. Just a bit awkward getting on the power afterwards. Bit wide, bit sloppy. .7 seconds to gap to Pedrosa, but we do gain massively here. You can see off the curb. Got the same run up the hill as he's gone a bit wide. This time nicely down the inside. That's what you do, Chris. That's not what you do. Bit wide. Oh, come on. Hey, if it's good enough for Rossi, it's good enough for us, alright? Taking that line. Oh, this thing, not the nicest thing on the power. There you go, that's much smoother. Much closer to the Stoner, so a much better run this. Oh, I didn't like first there. It is nice riding the Suzuki. Like a bit of variety at the beginning of this for once. At least with different manufacturers, so we're not just being Rossi in the Renzo. Oh, 3.5 seconds to gap to Pedrosa. We're in the hunt. Oh, we could have made the same move to Stoner here. Didn't make the mistake earlier, but look at the Suzuki easily past it. Ducati. Oh no, it's had a few more tenths. No. Oh, that's not our chance is over. Remember, we're not concentrating on the gap to Stoner, we're concentrating on the gap to Pedrosa. As we go towards the line, there's the flag man. It's going to be close, isn't it? Oh, easily done it. Well done, Dragon. That was pretty good fun on the Suzuki. Definitely the hardest bike to ride so far. It's a bit like Ducati, but with less power. As we'll be, of course, we're going to be Rossi in 2007 at Aston as he has a gripping comeback. So, sign up for watching, and we'll see how we do next time.